Hey, Harvester kids.
Yeah! Okay, now
It's off. Got this itch.
Let's get this started. Let's do it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Have you ever heard someone say there's a difference between being smart and being wise? Being smart is good, but wisdom is finding out what we should do and then doing it. So, where do we find out what to do? Where do we find wisdom? Well, a lot of people will try to give you wisdom. I mean, if you just go to Facebook or YouTube, there are millions of people telling you what they know and what they think is wise. They can tell you everything about Roblox. They can show you how to do an ollie on your third try. They can show you how to turn grass and leaves and bugs into a smoothie if you're trapped in the rainforest of Washington State. Did you guys know that there's a rainforest in Washington State? It's crazy. Now, all of these things are interesting and they're really fun to know and useful. But they are not what is going to make you wise. Wisdom is finding out what we should do and then doing it. So where do we find wisdom? Well, there are a few places you can find wisdom, like from some family members or from church, maybe even at some people at school. But all wisdom comes from the same source. It comes from God. Check this out. Jesus' brother James wrote this in James 1:5. If any of you needs wisdom, you should ask God for it. He will give it to you. God gives freely to everyone and doesn't find fault. Wisdom comes from God. That's right. Wisdom. It comes from God. In fact, here's an example from the Bible about something amazing that actually happened. Here's the story of Solomon and his wisdom.
Imagine this. You're in a deep sleep, dreaming, when all of a sudden, the creator of the universe shows up and says,
"Ask me for anything."
anything. You could ask for anything in the world and have it. What would you say? Perhaps you'd request an unlimited Amazon account where you could get whatever you want for free. Or perhaps you'd request a flying race car that could be dropped off at the moon or on the beach. Or you could ask to be the most popular kid in school forever. This might sound like a fairy tale, but it's true. It actually happened to a young man named Solomon. When King David died, his son Solomon became king.
What are your royal orders, Most Royal Highness? I'm not sure. I've never been king before.
Though Solomon was young and inexperienced, his father, King David, taught him to listen to God's words. So, Solomon showed his love for God by obeying his laws.
I want to thank the Lord for everything he has done for my family.
Solomon traveled to the city of Gibeon, where he offered 1,000 burnt sacrifices to honor God.
There is no one like you, God.
That night, Solomon sank into a deep sleep, and the Lord appeared before him in a dream.
"Ask for anything you want me to give you."
1,000 ideas must have exploded into Solomon's head. Gold, power, life forever. But instead, he said,
Lord, you have made me a great king, but I'm only a little child. I don't know how to carry out my duties. I'm here among the people that you have chosen. They are a great nation, so give me a heart that understands. Then I can rule over your people. I can tell the difference between what is right and what is wrong.
it was a simple request, but one that would change Solomon's life forever.
You have not asked to live for a long time. You have not asked to be wealthy. You have not even asked to have your enemies killed. Instead, you have asked for wisdom. I will give you a wise and understanding heart. As long as you live, no other king will be as great as you are.
As the dream faded, Solomon woke with a start.
Was that real? That was real!
Amazed, Solomon returned to Jerusalem, where he once more gave sacrifices to honor God and held a great feast for all his officials.
What are we celebrating, Your Most Royal Highness?
God has promised to give me wisdom to lead the kingdom.
How is that working out for you?
Well, it was in a dream.
Ah, I see.
Perhaps Solomon wondered at first whether he really had received wisdom from God, but this was soon put to the test.
Your Most Royal Highness, you must help the people solve their problems.
I'll do my best, with God's help.
First order of business, we have these two ladies here. State your business, please.
My friend and I. Okay, so she's not my friend anymore.
Speak for yourself.
I'm trying to. We live in the same home and we both had baby boys. But her baby died, and so she took my boy in the night, and now she says my baby is hers. See? That's not her baby.
No way. This baby is my son.
Is not.
Is too.
Ladies!
Solomon turned to the first woman.
You say my son is the living baby, but your friend says the baby is her son.
That's a lie.
Is not.
Is too.
God gave Solomon a wise idea.
Bring me a sword.
An official quickly brought the king's shining sword.
Your royal sword, Your Royal Highness.
Solomon studied the two women carefully.
Excellent. Now, cut the baby in two parts. Give one half to the first woman and one half to the second.
Solomon had no intention of harming the baby, but he knew this was the way to find the truth.
No! Give her the baby. Don't kill him.
Oh, whatever. Neither of us will get the baby.
Solomon could instantly see which woman truly cared about the baby.
Give the boy to the first woman here. She is his mother.
Thank you. Oh, thank you.
No fair. That was totally a trick.
The baby was given to his true mother. All the Israelites heard about Solomon's decision and trusted that he would judge them fairly too. God made Solomon so wise that his understanding couldn't even be measured, like the sands on the seashore.
Solomon asked God for the wisdom he needed to be king, and it wasn't long until he had a chance to put that wisdom into action, with a very wise ruling about a mom and her baby. It's clear that Solomon didn't think he could just figure out things by himself. He knew he needed God's help. He needed to trust God to give him wisdom. Now, wisdom is something we need at any age. Whether you're a kid or an adult, you need wisdom. And we can talk to God like Solomon did, and we can ask him for wisdom, because he is the greatest source of wisdom there is. Here's the one thing to remember today. Trust God to give you wisdom. Don't forget to ask God for the wisdom you need, because all wisdom comes from him, and we know that he'll give it to us.
One word and the dark became light. I believe it, yeah. You spoke my name and my heart came to life. I believe it, yeah. I wanna sing about it, I wanna scream and shout it. I'm gonna sing it right now. At the top of my lungs I sing. With all of my heart I will praise you. God, you are everything. You're the reason I lift my voice. At the top of my lungs I'll sing. With all of my heart I will praise you. God, you are everything. You're the reason I lift my voice. At the top of my lungs. Yeah, at the top of my lungs. You're all I need every day in my life. I believe it, yeah. You're all I need, always here by my side. I believe it, yeah. I wanna sing about it, I wanna scream and shout it. I wanna sing it right now. of my